talked before the break about with Aaron Davis from Hillsborough Title, Arnie Diaz from Waterstone Mortgage. We were talking about changes coming down the way for settlement statements, and how closings happen. And again, there's going to be some struggle with change. When you change who does the settlement statement or the closing disclosure form, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the form you sign that says you're closed and here's where the money goes. When that happens, there's going to be some uncomfortability. There's going to be a few months where there's challenges. So if you're buying or selling a home this year, these changes are coming in August. So they're coming late in the year. A lot of the changes will start happening sooner than that, though, because they'll want to roll them out sooner. So if you're buying or selling and you're doing it middle of the year, just plan for some unlikely, schedule conflict change, some delays, some obstacles, some hoops to jump through. It's going to happen, and you just have to be prepared for it. And I think real estate agents and lenders and title companies need to educate the consumer so they're prepared. But as a consumer, just be ready that if they don't get the statement out in time, you're pushed back for 3 days. And there's nothing that anyone can do about their federal guidelines that are coming in and changing everything. But the end solution is to make closings smoother, to have the consumer more informed, and all the plans are to make it better for the consumer, which I support. It'll be painful, but the long-term solution of it's kind of like, when like everyone that's out there listening right now has probably got a New Year's resolution. They want to lose 10 pounds. They want to do whatever. When you first start jumping on that treadmill again, it's like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
But the end solution is what you're striving for.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing that's constant in our industry is change, and so you either embrace it and adapt, or you get left behind. So we have talked a lot about the disclosure. So I wanted to give out the website closing-disclosure.com. You can go to closing-disclosure.com and see what the form looks like. It's 5-page, and from a consumer standpoint, when you look at it, it's clean. It's very easy to read.
Understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I like it too, and so it's different, but I agree, and I think that I'll post the link on our socials. So whether you're on our Facebook, our Twitter, search for the Duncan Duo, and we'll post the link to it on our social channels as well, and then a video of our conversation with a link in the video on our YouTube channel. So again, I think the long-term solution will be effective. It's just the short-term pains of it. There'll be some hoops to jump through, right, Arnie? I mean, there's going to be some challenges.
Yeah, I think it's all about. It's all about setting expectations, and I think that the big deal is this: is that what I see in our world in processing a loan is the consumer waiting for the consumer to get us documentation. Some people are really good about that. And we try to stress the importance of getting us what we ask for as soon as possible. Some people don't think it's that important, and we can just automatically get your stuff and close the next day, which is not the case. So one of the things we continually stress to our loan officers is, you got to express the importance of getting those documentations in. And if it's going to take a while because of this or that, the other thing, that's fine. That means your closing date's going to have to be pushed out, And so a lot of times the consumer doesn't realize how important it is to get the documents in, and that's one of the biggest holdups in the process. So the sooner you get the documentation, the better. And then it's just about setting the expectation. I mean, today we have, if you do a USDA loan, a great loan, right? It's in certain parts of the county, like in Pasco County or South Hillsborough County, you can do a USDA loan 100% financing. But you know what? If you want to do one of those, you're going to apply and wait.
Right.
And so you just know that expectation up front, because it gets approved by the lender, and then it goes to USDA, and USDA is right now running 30 days. Yeah. So everybody knows that up front. Everybody's okay with it, So it's just like same thing. This is going to be, everybody's going to know this up front, and you're going to have to be okay with it, because it's a rule. I can't, it's a law.
And I think the biggest thing that makes the most sense here is that the lenders have the most on the line. They're the ones loaning millions of dollars of money here. So if they've got the most on the line, it's their money. Why shouldn't they control the process?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is leaning toward.
Yeah, so I think, again, the long term is that it's going to be great. The short term is it'll be pain. So if you're a consumer, like I said, just be prepared for the changes to have some impact on closing, some delays, some obstacles, some people, and be prepared that if you've worked with smaller title companies, they could have some challenges getting on some of these approved lists. You may have obstacles with that Hillsborough Title isn't going to have.
Yeah, several of them we've already heard are just simply not going to be approved. It's so difficult for a lender to have to deal with 2,000 different title companies in the state of Florida. And so some of the lenders are saying, we're just going to whittle that down to about 20. you
And
know,
then
20 or
those
30.
companies either fold in with someone else, go out of business, sell out. I mean, so there'll be a lot of changes on that front too, which we've already started seeing, which is why Hillsborough Title went from 12 employees to 4 million.
It's so important to have a title company. It's so important as a lender to have a title company that's going to work with you, because I can't tell you the stories, horror stories I hear with the title company and the closer and the mortgage company are fighting back and forth about the fees or whatever the case may be, and and then that just delays things and makes things more stress in the process. But this is just really important to have somebody you can work with on the title side.